saw a video on Instagram, and it was these witches that were laying hands on the Clark County Registrar's building, because that was one of the states that they said Trump lost. And their responsibility, they said, was to curse the vote. And this is a caption on their Instagram page, and I'm sending you the link so you can see it for yourself. You are praying, talking to the Christians, but we are putting in work
Say, well, I don't like President Trump, but I definitely don't agree with the witches that are there. They won't even do that.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
There are two things that Donald Trump is doing. Number one, he's judging evil. If you look at what he's coming against, it all is in the category of evil. Why did he go to Nigeria? Because the terrorists were killing. Why did he bomb Iran? Because Iran said that they were going to create a nuclear bomb and kill Israel and the United States. We supposed to just let it happen? When you look at who he goes after the drug dealers. He goes after the predators. He goes after the You ready for this one?
Uh-oh.
This is for your deeper audience.
Come on.
Let me tell you something. When I knew this man was being used by God, in his first term, I don't know if you remember this, the witches, the warlocks, and the abortionists all came together. And this is what they said, I quote, "We are asking everyone in the United States to join us on Facebook Live as we cast curses on the President of the United States and all who support him." It was a Facebook Live. It was nationwide. I told my wife, I said, let's see how stupid the preachers are on this one. Because last time I checked, Jesus said Satan will never attack his own.
Come on now.
That's what Jesus said. And Jesus ain't never wrong. So if he said Satan will never cast out Satan, he will never attack his own, and then the people who represent Satan are attacking Trump, and then somewhere you got to ask the question is, well, maybe this Trump man is not of Satan.
Oh, my gosh.
See, but they don't think like that. They don't know how to think. They just go with their emotions, and they go with their arrogance and their pride. Everybody thinks that they know what they're talking about.
A separate group of protesters hoping to impeach the president with a curse. Today, a dozen so-called witches gathered in Balboa Park to protest President Trump. They signed pink slips and put a, quote, curse on the president. The event, called Fire the Foul, was hosted by the group Ground Zero Players. People at the event say they are horrified by the president's actions.
It's incredible that anybody could be so stupid as to do so many things that are hurtful to the American people.
President Trump doesn't always do what people expect him to do or even what his supporters want him to do. Is he being unpredictable? Or could there be another cause, perhaps a magical one? Amanda Yates Garcia is the Oracle of Los Angeles. She says she's a witch, tarot card reader, spellcaster, energy healer, intuitive medium, shamanic practitioner, and magical life coach. Last night, she helped cast a so-called binding spell on our president to prevent him from causing harm to others. We've asked many witches to come on this program, but only Amanda Yates Garcia was brave enough to accept our invitation. She joins us tonight from Los Angeles. Amanda, thank you for coming on tonight. I just had a panic communication in the commercial break with one of my producers, Alex, who said, be nice to her. I don't want to spell on me. So I hope that you'll pull back on your powers and spare our staff. What does this mean exactly, that you cast a binding spell on the president?
Binding spells are like any other spell, so they're a symbolic action used to harness the powers of the imagination and achieve a tangible result eventually. Yeah.
And what was the result that you desired?
Well, I desire that Trump stop harming people that I care about and instituting policies that also harm me or other people that I care about. So my ultimate aim is that we protect the people that we love from having harm done to them. But in the meantime, I think what's really important is that we create a sense of solidarity and empowerment within the people who are participating in the spell to galvanize them towards action so that they can feel empowered to make the changes that they want to see in the world.
Most people just go ahead and vote or like buy a T-shirt. Is this legal? Can you run around casting spells on? Are you allowed to cast spells on people? Is there any kind of federal regulation of this?
Well, okay, so symbolic action is something that everybody participates in all the time, right? So you might think, oh, that doesn't really have any meaning. But if that were true, then, for instance, why would people care whether or not people saluted the flag or sang the national anthem? That's also symbolic action. And that kind of symbolic action does have power. And that's why people care about it. So while I don't think that any witch is thinking, oh, this is the only action that is necessary to prevent Trump from enacting his mean policies, I think that they're hoping that by doing these symbolic actions that will galvanize people to resist with our hearts, with our full hearts.
So since you're the only witch, I've interviewed a lot of people, but I've never interviewed a witch. Sincere question, is eye of newt an actual ingredient?
Well, I think the real problem is not whether or not eye of newt is an actual ingredient. The real problem is we're about to have some kind of big nuclear extravaganza with North Korea. The real problem is that we're punishing immigrant children. The real problem is that we're
right. I mean, there are lots of problems, but that's still
to go into deep debt. Okay. I don't think the real problem is whether or not we use eye of newt in our schools.
I'm not suggesting it's a problem, and I'm with you on the student debt, by the way, completely. I don't think Trump did that, but whatever. But it doesn't get to my question, which is eye of newt an actual thing or not?
Eye of newt, isn't that from Shakespeare? So I think he was probably using a little bit of poetic license. Most witches today use whatever we have available to us. For instance, candles and paper.
Does it ever worry you? I mean, by the way, I'm not dismissing what you're saying. I don't think that the only things that exist are the things that we can see. There clearly is a supernatural. I don't understand it, but I wonder if you're ever worried about the consequences of, bluntly, fooling around with things that nobody really understands. I'm sincere. Do you ever worry about that?
You know, a lot of people ask me that, whether or not I worry about the supernatural consequences of what I'm doing. I mean, I trust that what I'm doing is for the greatest good of all concerned, because that's what I hold in my heart. That's what all these witches are doing this for, is because they have the pure intention of creating good in the world, to make a more beautiful, loving, whole, healthy world. And so that's the intention that they're doing this work. So nobody's worried that it's gonna backfire on them, because nobody's doing this spell to cause Trump harm.
So you think, I'm not even talking about Trump, I just mean in general. Oh, no, I don't think you are. But you think good intentions will protect you? I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of spooky, but you seem nice, and I'm glad that you came on.
If you need a lesson, Carlson.
No, I don't. Scares me. I appreciate it, though. Thanks for coming on, Oracle Garcia.
Thank you. My pleasure.
To defense for President Trump, from all things Russia to impeachment.
A terrible witch hunt.
The greatest witch hunt.
I have witch hunts every week.
But there's a group that's not amused, the Witches of Washington. This is one of their meetings, and Dash Keys tells us when the witches like you see here are gathered, President Trump does come up.
Sure.
He does.
Not only does he come up, but there are people in the community that take action, through magic, through spell work, to try to change the circumstances.
Witchcraft, not so much like this.
We're home. Are you boys a little old to be trick-or-treating?
But through rituals like this.
Spells?
Sure.
Do they still happen?
Yeah.
They do?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah.
You're so like, yeah.
So in a lot of ways, spell work, magic, these are all akin to prayer in a lot of ways.
Worth noting, Dash is a witch. The term doesn't just refer to women anymore. As for the president's use of the term witch hunt, Dash says when you look at the past, it's simply absurd.
Historically, witch hunts were performed by the powerful toward the marginalized. To have the President of the United States claiming to be the target of a witch hunt feels like it's just wrong.
In Northwest, Mike Valerio, WUSA 9.
And everybody is so worried about the elite. And we could give those names of Barack Obama, Joe Biden. We know about Michelle Obama, that's a man. We know about Too Short. We know about Akon and Steven Tyler, and we can give those names all day. And everybody is so worried about that. But what you should be worried about is the people that are in between, the people that go as low as your grave diggers. I was trafficked to people within my schools. I was trafficked in underground tunnels that link under your schools, through your cemeteries, under your amusement parks, through Universal Studios, and into Hollywood elite homes, all over the place, all over the world. And people don't understand that, and they can't fathom that, and they can't put that together. But if you think about the things that have come out lately, and there's 200 children missing, and there's 300 children missing. What Amber Alert did you receive? How many times do you receive an Amber Alert every year? And if you think about that, how many children are coming up in your face that have been tortured and abused like this? It exists and it's real, and people don't want to face it. It happens in your schools every day, as your grave diggers, your trash men. Everybody is involved, but everybody is looking at the top, and that's just a small percentage, and you really need to look at the people in between.
So the names that you just mentioned, Barack Obama, Steven Tyler, Joe Biden, Michelle Obama, have you had personal sexual experiences with these people?
Yes.
These people participated in sex abuse firsthand with you?
Yes.
Can you tell that story? Because that's important for people to understand and to know. And to this point, I don't think a national platform has given you the opportunity to say those things.
No, because everybody is complicit. Everybody is complicit. It is covered up by your local FBI. It is covered up by your local police department. It is underground tunnels. There's a whole world. It's a different way of life. There's every source of transportation. When I met Joe Biden, I was rushed through many celebrities. Half of them I did not know. It didn't faze me to see them. It didn't. Some of them were actually very conceited and cocky that I didn't know who they were. Underground, under the Getty Museum in Los Angeles, there are many tunnels. Again, there's a way of transportation. There's every single way of transportation under the ground. I was sold to Joe Biden. Multiple times. Sometimes people don't talk about it, because when you don't talk about it, it makes it okay. When you don't talk about it, it makes you bury it. When you don't talk about it, it's easier, and it kills that part of you. I was sold for blowjobs. I was sold for sex. There is many people who trade to eat, beat, and rape children under the ground. I have many friends that I've lost, and I have many people that I've met that didn't make it, that refer to me as a traitor.
And that's because they're still dealing with this right now to this day.
Yes, there are millions just like me. There are millions worse off than me. There are millions that people cut off their limbs so they don't fight them back when they rape them. There are millions that they take pleasure in draining their blood and using it as a source of a fountain of youth. People have many sick fetishes, and the Hollywood elite, we sign their paychecks. We sign all of their paychecks every single day. This when you stream their music, when you buy something from their brands, we sign their paychecks. And these are the people that have put something in your face and made you want to believe that you are the ones that are responsible to make them look the way they look. Their image is not what you think it is.